Our issue is the rising prevalence of anti-feminism. Recently, over the years, this issue has become very pertinent to our society. Ever since the dawn of time, feminism has been an issue for many people, and recently this has sparked a counter rise in demographics and statistics, which show that anti-feminism might be very noticeable in our society. Over the years, women have been gaining a foothold within the workplace as well. It is a good illustration of the considerable power that women have been able to exercise up till the contemporary age. For example, a statistical table shows that women have been paid $4,211,088 as a total over the past year at Jasper, as opposed to the meager, trifling $714,185 to males. As a ratio, this is a 6-to-1 proportion, which shows the considerable contrast that is present within the salaries.
More comprehensive data shows that even in the higher level education facilities, the highest salaries are more proportioned to females. It is demonstratedly reflects the transition that is occurring throughout these modern times, that women are becoming increasingly dominant in society, to the point where even men, the original domineers of the world, seem seemingly insubordinate. For example, 14 of the 20 top salaries of teachers at Plano Senior High are females, as opposed to only 6 of males.
Well, honestly, I think that the feminist movement is not what everyone makes it out to be, because women aren't really the victims of society. They just portray themselves as it. Well, I think women have become more imperious over the ages, because if you look back at the historical examples, like Margaret Sanger and Jane Addams, they have basically set a prototype for increasing women domineering in society. And if you look at like the Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, she has an extremely large role in our nation, and she is a woman.
The roles of females have increased in society today. Women play a much bigger role than they did in the past. When I graduated in the 60s, women were not even expected to go to college. I was one of 300 women on campus at North Carolina State. Now North Carolina State is 40% women and 60% guys. So the role of women has greatly increased, and I think it's a good thing. I truly do. The Y chromosome is missing stuff, and guys are definitely affected by it, and I think silly things like the way you feel, your emotions, all that stuff's influenced by it. And being able to do stuff without being asked, like clean a house or change a baby or what they need, is missing.
So would you say that women are more capable at a lot of things than males are?
Oh, definitely. No question about it.
Oh, boy, am I pooped.
Well, this is indeed distressing news. To what do you attribute your plethora of fatigue? The enervating activities of your nocturnal occupation?
In 7th grade, when I was talking to this girl in my Spanish class, my teacher got really mad at us for talking during class. But then she only gave me a detention, and the coach found out, and I had to run for it, while the girl was getting in trouble. So I think the girls are favored over.
When I was in the military, the jobs that I had were predominantly 100% male. That's since changed for some of them, as in I flew attack helicopters, and when I did that, it was all male. The armored cavalry, the armored and infantry and field artillery are still, the military has grown quicker than society, like they do in most things, because with integration with females, they've been forced to do it, and so because of that, they've adapted quicker.
We're aviation warfare specialists in the United States Navy. The helo we fly in is an MH-53. It's hard, but it's very empowering being a girl and keeping up with the guys. You're doing the same stuff that they are, and it's awesome.
According to U.S. Census data released in 2008, women ages 22 to 30 with no husband and no kids earn a median salary of $27,000 per year, around 8% more than comparable men in the top 366 metropolitan areas. In Atlanta, young childless single women earn about $21 more than male counterparts. Women don't seem to be able to get on the fast track in the corporate world. Women at the highest level face the same kinds of obstacles that women do throughout the workforce. Vicki Lavelle, Director of Employment and Work-Life Programs at the Institute for Women's Policy Research in D.C.
June of 2003 marked the graduation of the 9th girl in a row to become valedictorian at the prestigious Hanover High School in Massachusetts. Principal Peter Badalament noted that the girls had taken home nearly all school honors, including those involving science and math.
I just don't understand what you expect.
Girls are so outperforming boys in school right now. One statistician said he took it out to its absurd endpoint and said at the present trend, the last man to get his bachelor's degree will do so in 2068. Dr. Michael Thompson, author of Raising Cain.
In order to advance girls, they exaggerated how vulnerable girls were, and they understated the needs of boys. They depicted boys as the privileged beneficiaries of a patriarchal society that oppresses women, demeans them, and trains young men to be sexist, misogynist. Christina Hoffsummer says,
I think the feminist movement did a lot of good things for a lot of people, especially for women. A lot of good things for me, because feminism was going on when my mom was when I was home with my mother, and it changed a lot of things. It gave her the ability to learn and be accepted in many ways in our society. It made things good for me as a child because my mother had more exposure, so which gave me an opportunity for more exposure. I learned things outside of the home as well as inside of the home. I have 3 college degrees. I've worked in corporate America for many years. I've been in management for Coca-Cola in Atlanta, Georgia, and General Mills in Orlando, Florida. So the feminine movement has opened many doors for me and gave me an opportunity to learn and do things I would not have otherwise done. However, there have been some expensive costs to women for that. In some instances, children didn't get the attention that they needed. So for that, I'm really sad. And today, the workforce, what's fair today? I don't think it's ever fair, but I do think there are lots of opportunities for women that we would not have otherwise had. Thanks.
Throughout history, women have been making several advances in order to reflect their capabilities. One of the first significant feminists was Abigail Adams. She wrote to her husband to award women across the states the right to vote and manage their own affairs. Later on, the well-renowned Seneca Falls Convention of 1848, led by groundbreakers Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Lucretia Mott, and Susan B. Anthony, changed the playing field by decisively requesting the right to vote. Suffragists of the future followed their footsteps.
So, like the feminist movement in America, I think women should not have one. I'm not saying that women don't deserve more rights, but women have in America have it so much better than other countries. You know, in the Middle East, the Taliban cut off their noses or shoot them, just execute them on plain sight if they do anything to violate their policies or rules. Unlike America, where there's so many equal opportunities for women compared to men. So honestly, I don't think women should have a feminist movement right now.
Feminism is the belief in the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes. It is the movement that's organized around this belief.
Although developments in feminism did occur prior to the 20th century, it was really the post-World War era that brought the most significant changes. Though the 1950s period was marked by a want for normalcy, in the end, the deprived woman exhibited their feminine mystique and produced a wide range of equalizing reforms. Today, on the other hand, the limitations that harassed women in the past no longer exist, but the feminist movement continues on.
you.